Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, huh? A year and a half. Almost today. Yeah, I took a break. So much happened since 2020. I mean, obviously, the pandemic is still here. I live in France, so it's still a shit show. But I took a break because my relationship with music changed. And when I say changed, I mean I don't listen to music as much as I used to. Like before the pandemic, I was starting, I think, to feel a bit burnout. Like, oh, this album came out, then quick, I gotta listen to it, review it. Like it felt like a chore for ever since 2019, if I have to be honest. I stressed myself out. I was like, I need to be on the schedule. I need to release a review on the day of release, because otherwise people are not gonna be interested. They're not gonna watch my videos, and it's gonna be very stressful. Anyway, I've changed my mind on all this, and I took a break. And I want to say thank you to the ones who have been reaching out. A few of you got worried that something happened, that I got COVID. I'm okay. I actually haven't caught the virus, believe it or not, in the 2 years that it's been, which is weird because it's spreading everywhere, but so far so good. Yeah, I'm okay. It's just, yeah, I just want to talk about music. That's why I started this channel in 2015. I'm so passionate about my favorite artists, and I just want to talk about their work, give my impressions, my thoughts. And that's why today I'm coming back to talk about the new HIKARU Utada album, Bad Mode. Now, I've been excited to talk about this, and it came out almost a month ago digitally, but I took my time with it because I really wanted to process everything. I mean, we didn't get that many new songs that came out with this album. We only got 3 new ones, which are Kibunjanai no, Somewhere Near Marseille, and Find Love. And I guess the Japanese version of it, if you count the bonus tracks, are part of the album. They're just bonus tracks in the end. So yeah, not many new songs. We got a lot of singles. Oh yeah, Bad Mode too. Never mind, 4 new songs. I almost forgot that one. I'm so used to listening to it that I felt like it came out as a single. So yeah, 4 new songs. And yeah, I remember when the tracklist was unveiled, a lot of people were disappointed because we heard a lot of this album already. And I shared the disappointment in a way, because I was like, oh wow, I already know most of the songs. But I was excited to see how the tracklist would shape itself to be. And so there's been a lot around this album, and it's very heartwarming as a fan right now to see how much attention this album is getting, and not only in Japan but also internationally. Like, we've got so many English interviews. They just did an interview with Zane Lowe on Apple Music. I don't have Apple Music, so I can't get to it yet, which is a shame because I love his interviews. He's such a good host, and he really digs deep into the artist, and it's very enjoyable. I love interviewers who are so passionate, about music, and they show it by asking very deep questions. And I look forward to watching it, honestly, when I get my hands on it. But yeah, so much content in English. HIKARU also did Spotify Line Voice, which is basically they explain each track, what was going on, why it was written a certain way. It's very cool of them to do it. They did it in Japanese but also in English, and I'm very grateful that they've been trying so hard to really include the international fans, because obviously we're not that numerous compared to their fan base in Japan. I mean, it's always been obvious, but I feel like ever since they moved to London, it really changed their lives. and there's an openness to acknowledge us a bit more than it used to be. Not that we're acknowledging us, but you know, even during Instagram lives, they've been including English questions more. Like all of these interviews, I'm so grateful that they're getting the chance to explain this album in English too, because it means that there's an interest for this album. And we really live in a time now where Asian artists, they have the chance to expand. And, you know, I mean, if you look at BTS, it makes sense. People are getting more aware of artists thanks to them, and whether you like them or not, that's another question entirely. But yeah, it expands people's horizons, and I'm grateful for that, because with all these doors opening recently, especially for, you know, Asian artists in general, and not just in music, but, you know, I'm thinking about movies like, you know, Shang-Chi came out in September, and we finally get an Asian superhero in the MCU. So yeah, it's good to see a bit more openness, a bit more curiosity, a bit more respect. So I hope it continues that way. Now, going back to the album. So this album, when they hinted at it a while ago, like when they were doing Instagram questions, they said it would be about love, but mostly loving oneself, and it really feels like that. This album really is all about self-acceptance, loving yourself so you can love others better. And it's a beautiful message. I do agree deeply with this, because yeah, if you don't love yourself, it's going to be very hard to love others. And I mean, I can attest for that. You know, I did a lot of work on myself I went through tough times in my life, and so loving yourself is always so tough, and I'm sure many of you feel that way listening right now. And I really like this album. Like right away, I'm gonna tell you it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. It's not my favorite one from them. I think Hatsukoi is... I love Hatsukoi. I feel like it gets a bad rep recently. I don't know why, but I really love Hatsukoi, so it's still like... It's still up there for me. But yeah, no, Bad Mode is really good. Bad Mode is so different, and I love the fact that, you know, before it was like, oh, I'm gonna do an English album, and then I'm gonna do just like a Japanese album with a few English words, but this one just fuses everything together, their own identity. And I think it really goes back to self-love, you know? They're just accepting themselves, like their Japanese nationality, their American nationality, the fact that they live in London, all this together, it just fused. And so it makes sense to release an album with English, a lot more English, you know. Find Love is entirely in English, even though we do get a bonus track of it in Japanese. They also talk about how they were trying to release an English version of Kimi ni Muchuu. They hinted at it a while ago. I guess it wasn't ready for the album release, but which is okay. I'm very interested to hear an English version of Kimi ni Muchuu too. That would be awesome if it's still happening. But yeah, I really like this fusion of everything. Like, it feels like a very personal album, but it's not like, it's very hopeful and accepting and honest too, you know. Kibunja Nai no really is not in a mood. That's the English translation for that one. Is a good example of that, you know. I think they explain on Spotify that this song was basically created around the period before Christmas, because they said it was like a difficult time for them, Christmas, I guess, to be away from their family, and not everyone is crazy about Christmas. I mean, I've had very bad Christmas this last year in 2021, and I can attest that I'm not looking forward to it this year. I'm just gonna hang out with my parents this year, because the rest was a mess. But anyway, and yeah, you really feel like even the lyrics are very interesting, you know. And I think there's something that they've always done in their lyrics. It's just like they observe the world, you know. And in this song, they talk about they were at a bar drinking, and there's this lady, this homeless lady, who was selling her poems. And, you know, they talk about that in the song, and it's so interesting how it shaped itself through their lives in London. And I really enjoy that. I really like this type of writing. I mean, they've done that also, you know, on Atsukoi with the ballad itself. If you look at the lyrics, it's very descriptive, like the way he talks about love. It's on Lyrical Nonsense if you want to see English translations of it. Very interesting. I love this because, yeah, you're just writing about things that are happening, but it echoes into you. It's your experience, and they're so, like I said, so open about all this. And so, yeah, this album is basically just this. I mean, we've had so many good songs. Obviously, the first one released back in 2020 were Time and Dare ni mo Iwanai. Now, really, you know, it's great because I hadn't been listening to it that much in 2021. You know, Time and Dare ni mo Iwanai. I mean, actually, Dare ni mo Iwanai, I listened to it more because I really, really love this song. I made a review about it, so you can check it out on the channel. I talked about Time too, so I'm not gonna expand too much on them, but Time is still such a banger of a song. Every time it comes up, I never skip it because I'm like, oh, I love this song. It's so good. Really, one of my favorite ones on this album is still like the first singles. Then what else did we get? We got Pink Blood before One Last Kiss. Pink Blood I really like, and during an Instagram live they teased the meaning of the song, and we had to wait 8 months to finally get an answer through the Spotify line voice explanation. And I love the explanation. By the way, if you don't have Spotify, you can still use it for free. You just get ads. So you can go and listen to it. It's very, very interesting. We finally know why it's called Pink Blood, and it's literally linked to a drink. So very funny. I was really like, oh my god. I was like, that's it. I was like, wow, we finally got the answer 8 months later, which was really funny to me. But it makes sense. I think that's kind of how they are as a person, and I love how quirky they are. You know, they're gonna talk about things like that, and it's so funny. They seem to be such a good friend. Like always, ever since I've been listening to their music, I always thought like I would love to hang out with them, like just be friends, because they seem so chill and funny. So yeah. Then One Last Kiss. That's the one I haven't talked about. So One Last Kiss came out last year, early 2021. Big tie-in for the Evangelion movie. I've never watched any, so I can't really talk about that. But I will tell you that all the songs that have been used for this franchise, I really love. Like Beautiful World is the first CD single that I bought from them. Back in 2020, 2008, 2009, like a bit like a year or two after it came out. One of my favorite songs of them is Beautiful World. Sakura Nagashi, which was released during their break in 2012. Oh my god, 10 years ago. Time goes by so fast sometimes, but yeah, it was very significant when Sakura Nagashi was released because they were on a break, you know, on this break, and they still released it for the tie-in, and it's a beautiful ballad. My god. Yeah, so yeah, these songs are way my favorite, and One Last Kiss is no exception here. I really love One Last Kiss. I find the production to be absolutely pristine. I love the lyrics. There's like this very angst? No, how would I describe it? There's this angst in this song that you feel it throughout all of it. And I find this song to be painfully beautiful in a way, even though it's a love song and it's very positive, but yeah, it's beautiful. I really like the way it's produced. I don't have much to add to it. It's just really good. Next I want also to talk about Pink Blood. Now, Pink Blood is a different story for me. So when Hatsukoi came out, we had Forevermore that came out as a single, and I did not like the song. But when it was part of the album, everything changed, and I started to like the song as part of the album. I think it fits so well. And I was like, when Pink Blood came out as a single, I was like, oh, this is going to be the Forevermore of Bad Mode for me, because I didn't like it very much when it came out. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. It just didn't click with me, honestly. I was like, it sounded a bit flat to me, like the structure and everything. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I was like, I'm gonna wait until the album comes out and see how it fits with the album. And yeah, I like it a lot more now that it's part of the track list and everything. Like, I wouldn't listen to it individually on a whim, but I would, like, I don't skip it when I listen to Bad Mode, basically is what I'm saying. So yeah, Pink Blood is a bit it's a bit complicated song for me, because it really took me a long time to get into it, and it's a shame because I think the music video is absolutely gorgeous. I was a bit gutted. I was like, oh my god, we get an amazing video and I don't like it. Like, I was like, you know, when you're a fan, you're always like beating yourself up, like, oh, why do I not like this song? But it happens, you know. I've learned to accept that sometimes I'm not gonna like everything an artist that I like releases, and Pink Blood was a good example. But like I said, as part of the album, I really like it. It's actually gone better, and I do like the bridge. I think the bridges in their songs are always so good, and it's still that good. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Pink Blood. I'm gonna try to talk about all the songs. I just realized I skipped Bad Mode, which is literally the opening of this album. I love it. I love this song. So good. Like, I swear they always do amazing opening songs on their albums. Like, it's always the best with HIKARU, really. And you know, Bad Mode is like it's very city pop, which they haven't done that much in their discography, I feel. And it's so interesting because city pop, if you don't know, is very Japanese type of pop music that has kind of gotten, people have taken notice. You know, obviously if you think about city pop, you think about Maria Takeuchi, Plastic Love, which is a perfect song to represent this music style. I think Benny released a city pop album a few years back, but I haven't gotten that much into it, so I need to get back to that one. Actually, that's a good reminder. But yeah, I really like Bad Mode. I love the uplifting message about supporting oneself and each other. And you know, when they say, I hope I don't F it up, I think we can all relate to that, right? When in any relationship that we have, there's always like that thought, like, oh, I hope I don't F it up this. Especially if it's a good relationship, you don't want to let anything get in the way of this relationship disappearing. So yeah, but I like the fact that, you know, relationship, you have to work on them. It just doesn't happen. Like, relationship erodes themselves if you don't take care of the other person. And so it's very interesting. I love this song. I think it's such a good way to start an album. It's very positive and supportive. And yeah, you get the anxiety of, you know, this doubt, like, I hope I don't F it up. But it's also like, yeah, I want to support you. Yeah, I really like this a lot. Also, I actually wrote something about this song when I was listening to it. Like, the bridge reminded me of Dare Nimoi Wanai, because we hear this, like, watery sound, like the river sound kind of thing. And I wonder, they haven't really talked about that too. I mean, I haven't seen anything about it. Maybe they did and I didn't pay attention. That's possible. But, you know, I wonder if, you know, this watery sound, I mean, it is in the music video of this one as well. I wonder if it's linked to, you know, because usually water, when it comes to that, it's always like being reborn, right? It's a big theme. And I wonder if it's something in this song. And in Dareni mo Iwanai, like maybe washing your sins away would be more of the theme for Dareni mo Iwanai, I assume, you know? Rinsing yourself of this relationship that you know you shouldn't be into. Maybe in bad mode it's more like being reborn and restarting as your new self. I think that maybe that's more what it's all about here. But anyway, I thought it was funny that they would use this sound. They use a lot of nature, like watery sound like that, which I really enjoy. I also wrote that this song reminded me of something Sheena Ringo would do. Like it has a lot of influences that I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Sheena Ringo did a cover of this, because I think she would fit really well on this one. And we know they're really good friends, so I wouldn't be too surprised. And they collaborate together very often, which isn't something that Hikaru does that much. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Bad Mode. Now let's go back on track. So Kibun Janai no, I actually talked about it a bit here, so I don't have much to add to it, but I really like it. Dareni mo Iwanai, like I said, I made a review about this, so I'm not gonna expand too much. Now, Find Love. So Find Love, we've known about this song for a while because it's been used in a Shiseido commercial for a while, but it was never released until the album was released. So it's such an interesting song. Like, first off, the first fully English song that we've had in a very long time, which makes me very happy. And yes, there's the Japanese version. I mean, I like both. You know, the Japanese version, I don't listen to it that much because I don't listen to the bonus tracks that much. So I need to listen to that one more, if I have to be honest with you. But Find Love, the English version, yeah, I love the message. I really do. I love the instrumental, the melody. Like, it's very club-like, which is something that they've been doing for a little while right now. If you listen to the overall sound of this album, some songs I could definitely... I mean, I'm an introvert, I don't even go to clubs. But I feel like this and Somewhere in Marseille would be fun songs to hear in a club or at a bar. Anyway, but yeah, I really like the relatable lyrics, really, because it's really all about that you need to take care of yourself before you can find love, you know. And, you know, it really goes back to this theme of loving oneself, so you can be, yeah, if you become yourself, you love yourself, you get to know yourself better, then good things happen. And it's true. It's true. My best friendships happened when I got to be myself, when I got to know myself better. And I can definitely attest for that. Like, it's really when you're just authentic to yourself, you know, and not knowing who you are like 100%, but just like, yeah, having a good idea who you are, what you want in your life, what types of relationships you want, whether it's, you know, friendships or finding a partner in your life. It's more complicated than you might think. And I think this is something that when you grow up, and I know it's maybe because now I'm 30 and I've lived enough to go through many heartbreaks, whether it's friendships that ended or love relationships that ended too. And it really shapes who you are as a person, and you see your failures as a person. Like in my end, I used to be terrible at communicating with people, which really doesn't work in a relationship if you can't communicate. And I've grown as a person, and I know what I want, and I know how to listen, but I also know how to talk. And this is something that I think echoes a lot in Find Love. You know, when they talk about going to therapy, exercising with Vicky. It's so funny to get a shout out the song. I don't know if it's their real name, it's the trainer's name or not, but it's really funny. But it's really cool. You know, it's cool that they basically acknowledge that they've been, you know, taking care of themselves, going to therapy, which is a very healthy thing to do. And I think this is the first time also they've acknowledged it, you know, openly talked about how they do go to therapy, which is very healthy. So it's cool to hear that. So yeah, Find Love, I really love the melody, like it's fun to listen to for sure. But I think what really shines for me in this song is definitely the lyrics. So yeah, really like this one. Now, Face My Fears, funny song, right? Because I feel like the overall opinion isn't very good about this song, which surprises me because I really, really love this. Like, I love EDM. I don't mind Skrillex as an artist at all. And yeah, whether it's the English one or the Japanese one, yeah, I'm just going back. Like I said, Find Love was like the first English song in a while. Like, I completely forgot Face My Fears for a second here. But yeah, Face My Fears. Maybe because it was tied into the video game, I just like put it in another category or whatever. But yeah, and also it's the Japanese version in this album, so I think that's why my brain was like wired to say Find Love is technically the only full English song on this album if we take out the bonus tracks. But yeah, Face My Fears, I love it. I love this song. I don't understand the hate for it. It's just really fun to me. It's really enjoyable. And yeah, whether it's the Japanese version, I do prefer the English version a little bit more, if I have to be completely honest with you. But no, I like it. It's a fun, like, I don't always like TDM, so I don't mind the music genre for sure. But it doesn't clash on this album. Surprisingly, it goes really well with everything, and yeah, I like this song. And now the final song on this album, I mean, we have to talk about it, right? So Somewhere Near Marseille is the final song if you don't count the bonus tracks. Also, by the way, I'm not really gonna talk about the bonus tracks because, I mean, there's not much to say about it. I do like the Beautiful World Da Capo version. It's really good. Kirei Naito is basically the Japanese version of Find Love, and then we got Face My Fears. The remix by AJ Cook is actually really good. I actually like it a lot. They collaborated together a lot on this album, and I like it. I like it a lot. So anyway, Somewhere Near Marseille. I would just say a French city in French. Very funny that they use the French city. Because I know they can speak French a little. I mean, we've heard them sing in French on 2 songs by now. This song is almost 12 minutes long, and it's definitely a song to get through. But you know what's great about this one is that although it's almost 12 minutes, I don't get tired of it. Like, it's so good. And I love the lyrics. I feel like, you know, first off, a lot of people I've seen online like, oh, I'm in a long distance relationship, so this is very relatable. And I was listening to it, I was like, so they're in London and the other person is in Paris, but they go to Marseille, which is so strange because if you don't know France geography, Paris is obviously closer to London than Marseille. So I thought it was really funny, but I guess, you know, it depends on the context. Maybe the person isn't in Paris at that time and they found like a way to just meet in Marseille, which is basically what the song is all about, actually. But it was so funny to me because Marseille is at the end, the bottom of the southeast of France. It's like 8 hours away from Paris by train. Like, I personally live on the southwest of France, so the opposite, more near Toulouse or Bordeaux, if you know about France. So super funny that they use, because I think they wanted to use another town called Cassis. Not acquainted to it, I'll be honest. So Marseille is a well-known city in France. It's a very big city. Yeah, so that's basically, it's very interesting. The lyrics are very interesting again. Like, the way they explain it, I think a lot of people have been like, oh, it's like about a love relationship and you're frustrated because you can't meet each other, but I don't. The way they talk about it doesn't feel like, I mean, the song, the way they explain it, was inspired by actually a friendship. Like, they wanted to meet with this friend and they couldn't, that it was complicated, the logistic around it was complicated to meet. So I don't necessarily think it's about like a love relationship as in a committed relationship. More, I think it's more like a love but in a friendship kind of way, like, oh, we're trying to meet and all that. But yeah, I really like it. I mean, obviously when it's a 12-minute song, sometimes my attention span, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna listen to all of it, just like for 4 minutes. But when I really want to focus, I actually really appreciate this song, because sometimes when I'm working on something, it's just really nice to have the background, because it's a very chill, like, it's a chill album, but this is definitely a way to end it on a super chill kind of structure and vibe. So yeah, I wish I had more to say about Somewhere in Marseille. I feel like because it's a long song, I need to really talk about it. But yeah, no, it's enjoyable. It's not my favorite song on this album, but still enjoyable. Alright, so like I said, I talked a bit about the bonus tracks. I guess I can expand a little bit on Beautiful World, because one of my favorite songs of them. And this da capo version is so different from the original, and it really makes me want to have like wouldn't it be amazing if they revisited some songs like this, but like completely reworked them and give like another flavor to it. This one definitely has a very club vibe to it, which it makes sense that it was added as a bonus track because it fits with the theme. Also, I don't understand why people are upset about the bonus tracks. They are bonus tracks. Literally, you don't have to listen to them if you don't want to. But they're really good. Like, yeah, the AG Cook remix of Face My Fears is a lot more chill than the original. We got a music video, because you gotta milk that Kingdom Hearts tie-in, don't you? Which, I get it, it gives a boost to the album. Kingdom Hearts is a big franchise, so... But I was surprised to see a music video for it, because I wish we had one for Find Love. Maybe it'll happen, you never know. But I don't think so, because we're gonna get the DVD with Bad Mood, Time, and Kimi ni Muchuu. Yeah, it was a music video for that. It was like a studio music video, so I just kind of skipped that one. I'm not a fan of that kind of music video, I'll be honest. Singing in a studio, like, it's just not something that I watch that much. I love when a music video has like a theme and everything, like Bad Mode, for example. It's so fun to watch. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Beautiful World da capo, I really like it. Kirei Naito, the Japanese version of Find Love, I like I said. It's kind of the same thing, but with Japanese lyrics, and obviously the lyrics mean different things, but it doesn't change that much from the original to me. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Bad Mode. It's a really good album. It's still fresh in my mind, so we'll see in a few months how I feel about it, but I think it's gonna grow on me more and more throughout the years. So it's just a really good album. I love the message. I love their growth as a person and an artist. Like, it's crazy when you think about it. It's been 22 years. This is the 23rd year of their official debut. Oh, is it 24th? No, it's 24, right? Because they debuted in 1998. It's crazy to think about it. Like, the growth that they went through as a person, I cannot imagine. But as an artist, and I think like many of us, we've been privileged to now be able to listen to all of their work, whether you just started listening to them last year. And I wonder if this influx of English promotional interview is gonna make some people who don't know them curious about them and listen to the album and enjoy it. Maybe you are watching this video and this is your case. This is your first HIKARU album. If that's the case, welcome. I hope you stay. I hope you discover the rest of their music, because they are a fantastic artist. And I don't like to gatekeep I'm always happy when there's new fans, because that's what happens. Sometimes you discover an artist very late and you get into their music and you're like, oh, this is great. Sometimes, you know, you then go back to their other type of albums, and God knows HIKARU has very different albums from this one, but it never feels too different. Like, it just feels like a natural evolution in their work, which I really appreciate. And like I said, welcome if you're a new fan. If you're an old fan, how do you feel about this album? Do you like it? Are you not into it? Please let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to talk to you guys about music. And also shout out to the people who have subscribed to the channel, even though I haven't published anything in a while. And to the ones who are still leaving comments on old reviews, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I might be a bit silent, but hopefully I'm gonna talk about more albums. I'm gonna work on that. Obviously, I'm busy. Like, I just got a new job, so it takes some time. I'm also trying to be healthy, go exercise, have a social life. It's a lot of things, right? Life is a lot, but it feels like ever since the pandemic, it's been a lot. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are safe, of course. Wherever you are in the world watching this, hope you guys are okay. And anyway, I'm gonna end this review on this note. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time for more reviews. See ya!